Okay, yeah, this is a common question in training as well. Who writes user stories and what would you advise people to write in them? Well, who writes them first? Anybody. There you go. Nice short answer. It's not the product owner. It's definitely not the BA. God love them. They're not a role. They're just a developer with analysis skills. Okay, it's not one person. The person best placed to write a user story is the person who identifies the need. Okay? That might be the product owner, that might be a developer, that might be a stakeholder, that might be the customer themselves. That might be somebody else out in the wild who just sees something that you may benefit from. Invite them all in. Let them write what they want. Let them explain, have that conversation to understand. And then your product owner can work out, is this something that progresses my product towards its goal or not? And they can make that decision. So anybody can write them, and I really do mean that. Don't put limits on who adds to your backlog. Okay. As part of refinement, have your product owner spend time looking at all those new things, talking to the people, understanding what they're trying to change in the product and why, and make a considered choice whether, yes, this is interesting and we should take it further into the team to understand it better, and it may come through that refinement process, or it's a nice idea but not for now. Okay. Most of the ideas I see appear, whether they survive or not, are good. We work with intelligent people who are passionate about what they do, who want to improve your product. Invite them in. Let them add things to the backlog. Let them write user stories or product backlog items so that you've captured them, so that you can consider all of those different ideas, those different perspectives, those different experiences. Okay? Because in amongst that, there might be something really important or revolutionary or innovative or whatever that you haven't thought of. Okay? And any barrier to those people adding to, they're busy, they're just not going to bother. They're going to go, oh, he wants me to fill in this form, and no, not doing that, move on. And it's gone, and you never knew it existed. So your product is worse and you don't know it. So who can write them? Anybody. What do we put in them? You've probably come across, that good old as a, I want, so that, the most common story format. You can use it, nothing wrong with it. It's a good habit building. Who wants it, what do they want, and why do they want it are key parts of a user story. Okay? But how you write it down doesn't matter. In fact, when I coach product owners, when I train product owners, I tell them to write the first thing in their head. Don't worry about a special format. Don't worry about identifying who, what, and why, because that's not the purpose of the card. That's not the purpose of the user story. Okay? Not the written part. It's to create a placeholder. It's to create a ticket to take in and talk with the team and discuss it. So it doesn't matter what gets written down in the first instance, because in those conversations it's going to evolve, it's going to be refined, it's going to be broken down, it's going to be better understood. And in those conversations you can update what the words are. So it doesn't matter what you write down, it doesn't matter what the person who's adding to your backlog writes down, as long as for them or for you it recalls the conversation, it recalls the need, the purpose behind it, so they can articulate it to the product owner or to the team themselves, who can then start gathering that understanding and ask questions to help you explore it. Okay? Rule of thumb for me is, if you're still writing your user story after 2 minutes, you're overthinking it. Delete it. Start again, and this time just write down what you think. Don't worry about anybody else understanding it yet. That's the purpose of the conversation. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.